Since the Russian invasion of Ukraine nearly 3 years ago, it's been tricky to understand what's going on in Russia in the world of motorsport. A lot of Russian athletes who distanced themselves from the regime signed themselves up to the FIA's charter in which they agreed that they would not compete under the Russian flag. Some of them have taken up new identities. Robert Schwartzman is now under an Israeli flag, Nikolai Gryasin a Bulgarian flag, Alexander Lekanyuk under a Cypriot flag, Daniel Kvyat under an Italian flag. Now, the ban for Russian and Belarusian athletes is still in place. You find people competing under a neutral flag if they choose not to adopt another nationality. But what's happening to people who are competing whilst still in Russia? Now, this is something that I've been thinking about for a while, and then I started hearing about the Russian Circuit Racing Series. Now, it's something that has visited a variety of different tracks. For example, one that you might remember, Sochi Autodrome, which hosted the Russian Grand Prix between 2014 and 2021, as well as tracks like Igora Drive, which was scheduled to host the Russian Grand Prix, but doesn't because the contract got cancelled after the invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. When you look at the names who are currently competing in the RCRS, which is run by SMP Racing, as in the people who had been previously tied up with AF Corsa and also had the BR01 and LMP1. You find some names you might recognise: Alexander Smolya, who was in F3 in 2022, Kirill Ladigan, who you might remember from the WTCC as well as TCR series. And the cars you see them competing in are ones that you might have seen a bit more recently as well. There is essentially a TCR Russia, with the Elantra being entered, as well as a lot of i30Ns, some up-to-date Audi RS3s, a couple of Cupras, and of course the Lada Vesta, which has since been upgraded to the current generation of car. So what I decided to do was I decided to jump into Assetto Corsa with some of the mods provided by SMP Racing themselves. You can find a link to them at Overtake GG in the description section down below, and have a little bit of a race. Now, for another project that I'm not sure if it's been filmed or will be being filmed after the release of this video, it depends on my timing and scheduling around this time of year, I decided I was going to try out a track that wasn't designed by Herman Tilke. And as a result, I decided to try out the N-Ring, which is near Nizhny Novgorod. So here is a race on board the SMP and BR Engineering designed BR03 around the N-Ring. Enjoy. Alright, so here we are at Nizhny Novgorod, the N-Ring as it's known. We are going to be in the BR Engineering BR03, which is a prototype built by BR Engineering, run by SMP Racing. For all the mods to this, you can check out the description section down below. We're going to do 7 laps, should take about 10 minutes. So, I've driven this track before, let's see where it goes. Oh, immediately off the start. This is because we've got every car that SMP have on the grid here. So we've got some historic touring cars, some drift cars, and a couple of these things as well. Oh, I've just hit the back of a Lada. And Moskovich, can't tell. Hit one of my comrades in the BR03. That's a Lada. I've just driven through. That's a Vesta. Yeah, SMP have really given us a hint of what there is in these classes of car. These are some historic Ladas as well, I believe. Yeah, this track, I believe, features the calendar that they do twice in the year. Sochi used to be on their calendar, but I think it got taken off. The other ones are ones like Igora Drive and Moscow Raceway, so the ones that were FIA Grade 1. You got this, Smolensk, Grozny, which is in Chechnya, and I think Kazan. Oh. Okay, so the lead has taken off on us. They're 12 seconds off the road. See how far we can catch them by the end of this race. Oh. They're in clear air. That other BR01 is going to be giving us a tough time. Yep, they're alongside. Oh! Came in like a torpedo. And now, Italian torpedo. This is an interesting layout in a way. Because as you can see, there's a lot of mid and low speed stuff. There's some stuff where you get up a bit more to speed. But you can tell that the tracks of this championship aren't chosen with this kind of prototype machine in mind. They don't really get GT3s in their National Series. I don't even know if they do GT4s. I know they have TCRs. I have a feeling that's kind of like the top brass that they get. You get a chance to stretch your legs here, but not for very long before you have to then be braking again for the first corner. I think the B layout goes along there, and then the A layout adds in this little complex. Yeah, I think SMP have laser scanned this to put it in and use with their esports stuff. Which means we're able to get a real kind of taste for how these tracks are right now. Try to learn a bit more now that I've dropped back into third. Okay, so that is the second gear corner. Double apex into Titans gets a bit deceptive there. We're going to be coming up to lap people now as well. There we go. I think this bit doubles up as the drag strip by the looks of things. Look. Yeah, I think the Vesta is part of the... I think they call it like a kind of super touring thing. Not to be confused with the 90s Super Tourers. Lada did make a TCR, but yeah. This is the Kalina, which is also a bit of rally car. It's Is it R1 specification of the current Gen 1? I remember back when I did RSRBR, there was an R2. They used to run that at the Junior Championships. Obviously, the specialty for companies like Lada is touring cars and rallying. Quite historically, they've done that. Did not thread the needle on that one. The AI lines are a bit strange. Saw that as feedback on the Moscow Raceway mod that they have, that the AI lines were odd. Obviously, the fact that I've basically got a kind of shovel scoop on the nose there is a bit odd. Hey, this is a actual proper pucker race team who used to compete in the World Endurance Championship, who have their time and energy into not only creating these resources but putting them out there for the public to consume. Like, you can find all these mods on Overtake, what was Race Department. And of course, whilst, this is what the other BR3 had as an issue earlier, just made it worse than. In sim racing, you do still come across people who are Russian. I mean, when I competed in the Digital Autosport of Ukraine Triathlon, they specifically said, "You're Russian or Belarusian? No, you're not competing." Well, what have you caught underneath you? Oh, this is the drift car. It must be that it's designed to go sideways and it's not really able to do that. I'm not gaining on the leader at all. Well, I am actually. 2.8 seconds. We battle for the win here. 2 laps to go. But I mean, drivers like Igor Rodnikov are still somewhat prevalent. Yeah, this is an interesting little track. Tell it's built with all of the kind of club racing production car scene in mind. Don't really get to stretch the legs of this thing or use all the fancy aerodynamics it's got, like the closed cockpit that opens with a hinge, a bit like a KTM Crossbow GT car, but still somewhat challenging and entertaining to drive this thing. Oh! Even if I'm just absolutely pushing the envelope of what could be done with it. Traffic here could be an opportunity on the final lap. Oh, round the outside, down the inside of the lapped car. We're in the lead. Yeah, at the very least, it's interesting to see these mods out here. And SMP have done updated things, including the F4, which I haven't seen any of, so I don't know if it didn't make it into the race for some reason. Oh. Yeah. With pretty much the whole calendar scanned and available, it's an interesting option to have out there for sure. And now we've picked up the win. It's time to go back to the other cav for wrapping it up. And yeah, that's a taster of what it's like for Russian motorsport at the moment. Now, obviously, it goes without saying that I still condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and I hope for a swift conclusion to the hostilities as they approach going into a 4th year. And I don't want to see war or a loss of life. I competed, as I said in the recording part of this video, in the Digital Sport of Ukraine's festival earlier this year, and it was great to see, alongside Ukrainian athletes, and a lot of amazing work done by the organisers, not only to put on a broadcast but to arrange an event such as this. Just the determination. Known lots of people affected by this conflict, Russian, Ukrainian, or of other nationalities. But I think it is a unified message that I hope we see an end to these hostilities, and that we can find a lasting peace to the horrors of war. Thank you for watching, folks, and I hope to see you around. Until next time, it's bye for now.